Similar to most, I possess an affection for cats. I think that they are cute, cuddly, comfy, which are all things that I appreciate. A trait that cats have that I particularly value is their ability to sleep easily and happily throughout the whole day. In honor of this trait, I have decided to make my cats cat and being a cat bed to enhance their time pursuing this hobby. This first project is a cat cave. I have seen many versions of this on the interwebs, particularly those made out of wool that has been felted. I personally do not possess wool, and I have opted to make these beds using only materials that I already have in my humble abode. I decided to experiment making these beds using a rarely used blanket that was gifted to me. First, I attempted to measure Bean lying down, which was a feat in itself. Then, using wrapping paper, I made an oval with the length being the length of a stretched out cat. I cut out the shape and I had my pattern. The blanket I am using is soft on one side, so this will be the right side. Laying out my fabric, I used the pattern to cut out 3 ovals. I measured around the oval, leaving a cat-sized bit unmeasured, approximately 7 inches. I used this measurement to cut a strip of fabric 5 inches high. I am also using homemade bias binding and stuffing from the pillow I made into a tote bag. Laying out 2 ovals right sides together, I sewed around, leaving a 5-inch gap for stuffing. I stuffed this very lightly. I wish I had stuffed it more to make a thicker cushion. After sewing the gap closed, I grabbed the 3rd oval and the strip. I clipped the strip to the oval and sewed it in place. Then I repeated the process, this time clipping and sewing the strip to the cushion. I trimmed my seam allowance to about 1/4 inch. Then I sewed the bias binding right sides together all along all of the raw edges.
To finish, I folded over and whip-stitched all the binding over all the raw edges. I had to do this by hand because the seams were too thick to go under my sewing machine, but I didn't mind because hand stitching is relaxing. As a final step, I added catnip to the inside so that Bean would know of its cave capabilities.
Bean didn't particularly love this bed. In fact, he forgot that it was a cat cave. For a while, my husband had this bed in a cardboard box, which worked very well because, cats in boxes. Then, when the Christmas tree was put out, our little Beanie Baby loved the tree so much that we moved his bed underneath the tree so that he had a comfortable place to gaze up into the lights. Cat bed version 2 is more standard, so stay tuned if you want to see how to make that.
Overall, I am a little disappointed that the bed doesn't hold its cave shape, but it was a fun project to make.